hello YouTubians. I've been wanting to get me a 35mm lens for, it's been about 2 years now. And I mean, the Canon 35mm IS USM lens, autofocusing, is pretty quiet and snappy, sharp, $600. You know, I've almost went for it a couple times, and I was like, man, I found it on sale a couple times, once for $549, and I was like, man, I just can't see paying that. You know, I really want the 35mm for the 80D because I like the focal length, because it comes out to about 56mm with the crop on here, and I can use it on my full frame camera too. But I just can't see paying $600 frickin' for a lens I only occasionally use, you know, because I've got this 18-250 on here that, I mean, it's my autofocus lens, it's my walk around snapshot lens, you know. It's pretty good, but I like these prime lenses. So I found this little baby on eBay. It's an early 1970s Super Takumar 35mm. It's not really a wide open lens, it's a 3.5 maximum aperture, but it's in mint condition. And I bought this sucker for a little over 50 bucks. I got both caps for it. I actually got the case for it. The original friggin' case. I mean, it doesn't even have a scruff. It's in mint condition. I couldn't believe it when I opened the package. The description said mint condition, you know, and that's why I pretty much spent a little bit extra money, because usually you can get them for 45, 50 bucks. This one was, I think I paid the shipping and everything about 70 bucks. But I got me a 35mm now. It's not autofocus, but who cares? I mean, I'm usually always putting my camera on a tripod and manually focusing, nailing that focus, you know. That so manual focus, it's no biggie really, unless I'm walking around taking quick snapshots, and I'll use this or one of my other autofocus lenses. But this thing is pretty. Let me get a little close up on this so you can see what it looks like. You can snap this up a little brighter. Let me focus it in. I mean, there's not even a scruff mark on this lens. Let me get the caps off it. I've already got the adapter on it, so I can use this both on the 80D and my 6D. And it's a Super Takumar. I can't believe this lens is focusing this close, but I mean, it's like brand new. I can't believe this thing's 50 years old. It's like brand new, and it takes beautiful pictures. So basically, I got what I wanted and saved myself pretty much $500, and I can use this on both cameras, and I mean it works perfect. Glass in it is superb. I mean, and I took a walkabout with it yesterday and took some pictures with the 80D, and let me show them to you. You'll be surprised. I mean, this thing is excellent. Alright, I picked us out 5 pictures to look at. This first one here, I took it with the aperture wide open on this lens, which would be f3.5. Set the timer, ran over and sat down on the couch. That's actually me right there. But, I mean, look at the blurry background. It just looks freaky to me for some reason. I did edit these pictures a little bit, but not much. You can see there's like a soft spot right there, but the depth of field is so shallow with this lens at 3.5. I mean, I've got the depth of fields. I can focus here, then it's out of focus there, and a little bit out of focus there, but it's just razor thin depth of field with the aperture wide open on this thing. But, I mean, the color and the background blur looks pretty cool in this one. The next one I took out in the yard before I went down the road and took a couple pictures, and, I mean, it almost looks like a pastel painting in the background, but I mean the contrast and the color is just awesome in this lens. I love the backgrounds. I mean, pretty cool picture there. This next one is a stump. I believe I took this one at f8 with a higher shutter speed because it was really bright out, but I mean, this is really sharp for a 50-year-old lens at f8. I think that's about the sweet spot on this lens, is about f8. But, I mean, what a cool picture of just a silly old stump. This one turned out pretty cool looking. And if you look at it's got these little bubbles, like, what do they call it? Bubble bouquet? But let me zoom in on it. You can really see it if you zoom in. See these little bubbles back here? And really look at how sharp this thing is. I mean, this thing is sharp as can be. I believe I shot this at f8 or maybe f11. Look at these little bubbles back here. Those are actually the aperture blades, giving a little effect in the background and the blur, but that looks cool as hell. I love it. And this last picture is my favorite. I mean, that just turned out beautiful. I mean, it's nice and sharp. You can see the little splashes of water in here. I mean, this is cool as can be. And I didn't have an ND filter or anything, so I couldn't slow the shutter down any slower than this and keep the exposure right. But I mean, it pulled out the details everywhere, even down back in these shadows. I mean, what a heck of a lens. I think this is about my favorite picture so far. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the pictures, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.